Welcome. Today, we're diving into one of the most frustrating experiences for many applicants, having their Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI, claims denied. If you've ever wondered why so many SSDI applications don't make it through, you're not alone. Understanding the common reasons behind these denials can help you avoid pitfalls and improve your chances of success. In this video, we'll break down the most frequent causes of SSDI claim denials, explain what they mean, and offer some practical tips on how to address them. Let's get started by looking at the SSDI process itself and why denials are so common. Before we jump into the reasons for denial, it's important to understand what SSDI actually is. SSDI stands for Social Security Disability Insurance, a federal program that provides financial assistance to people who are unable to work due to a qualifying disability. To be eligible, applicants must have worked and paid Social Security taxes for a certain number of years. The application process can be complex, involving medical records, work history, and detailed forms. Knowing how SSDI works sets the stage for understanding why claims might be denied. Did you know that more than half of all SSDI claims are denied on the first try? This high denial rate can be discouraging, but it's important to remember that many denials are due to common, avoidable mistakes. By understanding these reasons, you can better prepare your application and improve your odds of approval. Let's explore the most frequent causes of SSDI claim denials, starting with medical evidence. One of the top reasons SSDI claims get denied is a lack of sufficient medical evidence. The Social Security Administration needs detailed documentation to prove that your condition is severe enough to prevent you from working. If your medical records are incomplete, outdated, or missing key information, your claim is likely to be denied. It's crucial to provide thorough, up-to-date medical records from all your healthcare providers, including test results, treatment notes, and doctor's opinions. Another common reason for denial is failing to follow prescribed medical treatment. If you don't follow your doctor's recommendations, such as taking medication, attending therapy, or undergoing necessary procedures, the SSA may decide that your condition isn't as disabling as you claim. There are exceptions, such as if you have a valid reason for not following treatment, but generally, compliance is key. Always document your efforts to follow medical advice. SSDI is designed for long-term or permanent disabilities, not short-term conditions. If your disability is expected to last less than a year, your claim will likely be denied. The SSA looks for evidence that your condition will prevent you from working for at least 12 months or result in death. Make sure your medical documentation clearly states the expected duration of your disability. The SSA uses a standard called Substantial Gainful Activity, or SGA, to determine if you're eligible for SSDI. If you're earning more than the SGA limit, your claim will be denied, regardless of your medical condition. This means that if you're working and making above a certain amount each month, the SSA assumes you're not disabled enough to qualify. Be aware of the current SGA limits and how your earnings affect your claim. To qualify for SSDI, you need enough work credits, which are earned by working and paying Social Security taxes. If you haven't worked enough in recent years, your claim will be denied. The number of credits required depends on your age. Make sure you understand your work history and whether you meet the minimum requirements before applying. Submitting an incomplete application is a surefire way to get denied. Missing forms, unsigned documents, or unanswered questions can all lead to a denial. Double-check your application before submitting it and make sure every section is filled out completely and accurately. If you're unsure about any part of the process, consider seeking help from a professional or advocate. The SSA may contact you for additional information or clarification during the review process. If you fail to respond to these requests, your claim could be denied. Always check your mail and messages and reply promptly to any communication from the SSA. Keeping the lines of communication open is essential for a successful application. Sometimes, claims are denied because the SSA determines that the applicant's disability isn't severe enough to prevent all work. The SSA reviews your ability to perform basic work activities, and if they believe you can do some type of work, your claim may be denied. It's important to clearly document how your condition limits your daily activities and ability to work. The SSA maintains a list of impairments that automatically qualify for disability benefits. If your condition isn't on this list, you'll need to provide extra evidence to show that your disability is just as severe as a listed impairment. This can make the process more challenging, but it's not impossible. Detailed medical documentation is key. If substance abuse is a contributing factor to your disability, the SSA may deny your claim. They will assess whether your condition would improve if you stopped using drugs or alcohol. If substance abuse is found to be material to your disability, your claim will likely be denied. Be honest about your history and seek treatment if needed. Providing false information or misrepresenting your condition is a serious offense and will result in an immediate denial. The SSA thoroughly checks all claims for accuracy and honesty. If you're caught providing misleading information, you could also face legal consequences. Always be truthful and provide accurate information on your application. If you return to work before your claim is approved, the SSA may see this as evidence that you're not disabled. Even part-time work can affect your eligibility, especially if your earnings exceed the SGA limit. If you must work, keep detailed records and be aware of how your employment status impacts your claim. Cooperation with the SSA is essential throughout the application process. If you refuse to provide requested information, attend medical exams, or otherwise fail to cooperate, your claim will be denied. Always respond to requests and attend all scheduled appointments to keep your application on track. Many applicants give up after an initial denial, but the appeals process is a critical part of the SSDI system. If you don't appeal a denial within the required timeframe, your claim will be closed. Don't let a denial stop you. Appealing gives you another chance to present your case and provide additional evidence. Timeliness is key in the SSDI process. Missing deadlines for submitting documents, appeals, or additional information can result in an automatic denial. Keep track of all important dates and set reminders to ensure you meet every deadline. Organization can make a big difference in your claim's success. While you don't need a lawyer to apply for SSDI, having legal representation can improve your chances, especially if your claim is complicated or you're appealing a denial. Lawyers and advocates understand the process and can help you avoid common mistakes. Consider seeking professional help if you're struggling with your application. Sometimes, different doctors may have conflicting opinions about your condition. If your medical records show inconsistencies, the SSA may deny your claim. It's important to make sure your healthcare providers are on the same page and that your records present a clear, consistent picture of your disability. The SSA has a strict definition of disability. If your condition doesn't meet their criteria, your claim will be denied. This includes both the severity and duration of your impairment. Review the SSA's definition carefully and make sure your documentation supports your case. It's not enough to show you have a medical condition, you must also prove how it impacts your ability to work. The SSA wants to see evidence that your disability prevents you from performing any substantial work. Include detailed statements from doctors, employers, and even family members about how your condition affects your daily life. The SSA may require you to attend a consultative medical exam with one of their doctors. If you miss this appointment, your claim could be denied. Always attend all scheduled exams and follow up if you need to reschedule. These exams are a key part of the evaluation process. If your condition changes or you move, it's important to update the SSA. Failing to report changes in your medical status, address, or employment can lead to a denial. Keep the SSA informed to avoid misunderstandings or missed communications. Your work history is a critical part of your SSDI application. If you don't provide detailed information about your past jobs, the SSA can't determine if you qualify. Include job titles, dates, duties, and any special accommodations you needed due to your disability. Sometimes, applicants focus on their main disability and forget to list other impairments that also affect their ability to work. The SSA considers the combined effect of all your conditions. Be sure to include every medical issue, no matter how minor it may seem. If there are gaps in your medical treatment, the SSA may question the severity of your condition. Always explain any periods when you didn't receive care, whether due to financial issues, lack of insurance, or other reasons. Documentation and honest explanations can help your case. Functional reports describe how your disability affects your daily life. If you don't provide these, or if they're incomplete, your claim may be denied. Be thorough and specific when explaining how your condition limits your ability to perform everyday tasks. Statements from family, friends, or coworkers can support your claim by providing additional perspectives on how your disability affects you. If you don't include these, you miss an opportunity to strengthen your case. Ask people who know you well to provide honest, detailed statements. Mental health conditions can be just as disabling as physical ones, but they're often overlooked in SSDI applications. If you have depression, anxiety, or other mental health issues, make sure to include them and provide supporting documentation. The SSA considers all aspects of your health. Outdated medical records can hurt your claim. The SSA wants to see recent evidence of your condition and treatment. Make sure your records are current and include the latest test results, doctor visits, and treatment plans. Objective evidence, like lab results and imaging studies, is more persuasive than subjective complaints. The SSA relies on objective proof to evaluate your claim. Always include as much objective medical evidence as possible to support your case. Non-medical factors like age, education, and work experience also play a role in SSDI decisions. If you don't explain how these factors affect your ability to work, your claim may be denied. Be thorough in describing your background and how it relates to your disability. After submitting your application, it's important to follow up with the SSA to check on your claim status. If you don't, you might miss important updates or requests for information. Regular follow-up shows you're engaged and helps keep your application moving forward. The appeals process can be confusing, but it's essential if your claim is denied. Many applicants don't understand how to appeal or what evidence to submit. Learn about the different stages of appeal and what's required at each step to give yourself the best chance of success. If your claim goes to a hearing, preparation is key. Many applicants are denied because they're not ready to answer questions or present evidence. Practice your testimony, gather all necessary documents, and consider having a representative with you. The SSA considers vocational factors, such as your ability to do other work, when evaluating your claim. If you don't address these factors, your claim may be denied. Explain why you can't perform any work, not just your previous job, and provide supporting evidence. Age can affect your eligibility for SSDI. The SSA uses age categories to determine how easily you can adapt to new work. If you're older, you may have an easier time qualifying, but you still need to explain how your age impacts your ability to work. Include this information in your application. Your education level can influence the types of jobs the SSA thinks you can do. If you don't explain how your education limits your job options, your claim may be denied. Be clear about your educational background and how it relates to your disability. If you have skills that could transfer to another job, the SSA may deny your claim. Explain why your skills aren't transferable due to your disability. Provide examples and evidence to support your case. Consistency is crucial in your SSDI application. If your statements, medical records, and other documents don't match up, the SSA may deny your claim. Double-check all information for accuracy and consistency before submitting. The SSDI process can be confusing and overwhelming. Not understanding how it works can lead to mistakes and denials. Take time to learn about each step, from application to appeal, and seek help if you need it. Knowledge is power when it comes to SSDI. If you're struggling with your application, don't hesitate to seek help from professionals, such as disability advocates or attorneys. They can guide you through the process, help you gather evidence, and represent you during appeals. Professional support can make a big difference in your claim's outcome. Let's recap the most common reasons SSDI claims get denied. Insufficient medical evidence, failure to follow treatment, short-term disabilities, earning above SGA, lack of work credits, incomplete applications, and not responding to SSA requests. Other factors include not appealing, missing deadlines, and not providing enough evidence about how your disability impacts your ability to work. By understanding and addressing these issues, you can improve your chances of a successful claim. To wrap up, remember that preparation and attention to detail are your best allies when applying for SSDI. Gather thorough medical evidence, follow all treatment plans, keep your records up to date, and respond promptly to SSA requests. Don't be discouraged by an initial denial appeal if necessary, and consider seeking professional help. With the right approach, you can navigate the SSDI process and improve your chances of approval. Good luck!